Hello, everyone. I'm Santiago C. Carrata, President and CEO of Visit Tampa Bay, and welcome back to another episode. This September, we're unlocking the sweet side of Tampa Bay. Prepare to satisfy your cravings as we explore two of our city's sweetest dessert spots, Hampton Chocolate Factory and Chillura Scoop Shop. Both businesses were started by young local entrepreneurs passionate about creating decadent dessert experiences. Hampton Chocolate Factory is a local gem known for its Belgian waffles, artisanal chocolates, and decadent ice cream, including its infamous giant cone with 5 pounds. Yes, 5 pounds of soft serve. Chillura Scoop Shop is your neighborhood go-to spot for handcrafted, all-natural ice cream made daily right here in Tampa Bay. In this episode, we'll delve into the creative minds behind these sweet shops. We'll learn about their journeys and the unique experience that shape their culinary creations. These stories will not only inspire you, but give you a deeper appreciation for the desserts you love. So whether you have a sweet tooth or simply love hearing about local culinary gems, this episode will surely be a treat. Take it away, Serena.
Thank you so much, Santiago. I'm Serena Fazan, and welcome to Unlocking Tampa Bay. As Santiago mentioned, on this episode, we're exploring the sweet side of the city and also where family flavors meet Tampa's coolest treats. Please welcome to the studio, fourth-generation Tampanian, Max Chillura. Max, welcome.
Thank you.
Chillura's Scoop Shop. I have to say, ice cream is my absolute favorite dessert of all time. So tell us about your story.
Yeah. So we started in 2019, but I'd like to say it starts way earlier than that. Growing up in Tampa, my siblings and I actually always dreamed of opening an ice cream shop, as many young kids probably do. But
it's the sweetest story.
Yes,
it is the sweetest story because you are, again, I mentioned fourth generation here and so close to your family. But you had grandparents, right? Grandparents in Ohio.
Yes.
So here you are, one of four, right? And you would go to Ohio and what would happen?
Yeah. So we'd go to Ohio, and Columbus, Ohio happens to be an epicenter of kind of just ice cream in general, big dairy area. So we'd go there and we'd get spoiled by this awesome ice cream. And my grandparents, that was sort of the highlight of the trip. They would take us to the shop right down the street from their house. We'd go there pretty much every night that we were in Ohio, and then we'd come back to Tampa where it was far hotter year round. And
really a little bit, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we'd look at ourselves and we say, why isn't there this kind of ice cream back in Tampa? So as kids, we sort of talked around about it. We probably made a half-hearted call to the owners of one of the shops up there to see if we could franchise, and it never really went anywhere. And
Well, isn't it something though? I mean, honestly, so here you are, I mean, again, one of four, right? And you have this childhood dream, but it really does come to fruition because all four of the kids work in some way with Chillura.
Yes. Yeah. So back in, I guess, 2018, I came back to Tampa, and or 2017, there's no real ice cream still. It was kind of, you had these craft movements really taking off in the area. As you know, Tampa's was exploding and still is.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And ice cream was still kind of neglected, in our opinion. And
it's so
really
neat.
made the leap and said, there's a window here. There's something that we love, and let's go figure out how to make the best.
It is really, I mean, it's pretty amazing. Yeah. You're right. You have, about 19 flavors at any given time?
Yeah. So we have 19 flavors at any given time. 16 of those are classic ice cream flavors made with our signature custard dairy base. And then from there, there's an additional 3 to 4 that are going to be a non-dairy vegan. So either a sorbet or a non-dairy ice cream made from alternative milks. And and then within those flavors, there's about 4 to 5 that are going to be seasonal and or just kind of experimental, fun, new, innovative flavors. So there's always something different whenever you step in the door.
Wow. And so do you incorporate a lot of the Tampa flavors into your ice cream?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. So we do it in a number of different ways. There's the actual flavors themselves. So a couple that come to mind, we have our guava pastelito. So we're kind of spinning off that Ybor City, the Ybor City traditional pastry, the guava pastelito. That's where we started. So that was one of our first flavors we ever made. We have the Tampa banana, which is a roasted banana ice cream with a cinnamon caramel mixed throughout and toasted walnuts. And then you get into the cafe con leche, where we're actually sourcing local coffee from Buddy Brew Coffee. We have our Bee's Knees, which is our longtime number 2 seller probably. And
Wow.
we use Florida honey that's grown in and around the Hillsborough County area. So
you also, which is so great how you're, incorporating all these local flavors, but you said that you actually even searched the globe for the best ingredients for your ice cream.
Yes. Yeah. So we always kind of shoot for, we want to get the best ingredients possible. A lot of the times that is local, especially with fresh produce, with things that are really true to sort of the Florida agriculture.
Like strawberries.
Like
for
strawberries,
instance.
oranges. The honey is excellent around here. But there are flavors that we strive for that can't be achieved through local Florida produce or Florida products. So we look all over the globe.
One of your favorites?
One of our biggest is the Sicilian pistachio. We scoured the globe for the best pistachios, and I happen to be Sicilian, so that was a natural progression. But we ended up getting really the best pistachios we could get our hands on from Bronte, Sicily. But likewise, I mean, we're taking the best Madagascar vanilla beans. We're going and finding. We're starting this new macadamia nut flavor, which is I've already started sampling it. It's off the charts. We're dialing it in now, but we're going and finding the best macadamia nuts. So it's got a global a global feel. Part of that was probably learning the trade over in Italy, and they just tap into the absolute best things they could find.
That is so neat that you learning the trade over there. So this is truly, as you shared, been a passion project. It's grown into 5 different locations.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So tell us about the different locations and share that. And where's the flagship?
Yeah. It's hard to exactly pinpoint the flagship. Our actual ice cream kitchen or laboratory, if you will, is on South Howard across from Burns at the Epicurean Hotel. So that is the heart and soul. That's where we make it all. That's our pastry kitchen and our ice cream facility. So we are making everything that goes into our ice cream. So we employ a team of pastry chefs who are super, super skilled at what they do. And then we, of course, freeze it all there.
Wow.
And that one is the production facility, but, each one has its own special character. And, they all have a different vibe to them. I'd say our flagship, probably just in the sense of what we wanted to create, is our Beta Bay store. Is right down the street from where I grew up, and it's like schools, families, kids. It's really like what we sought out to create. Every shop has that same core, but that one is like the one that hits home the most, I'd say.
Wow. And I know because you have one in Ybor, you have Armature Works, and so the Beta Bay, Howard, and
Water Street.
And Water Street, which, of course, is exploding.
Yes. Yeah.
But going back when you said to Beta Bay and how much it hits home, I mean, your family name is so significant in this area. Honestly, I have the greatest respect for your family and the roots here. I mean, your dad, political, goes from banking to political office. What does that say about you wanting to? How important is that to you to continue building your family name?
Yeah. So I would say, we set out to, when we started Chill Bros, and I don't think we referenced it yet, but my last name is Chillura, and I started it with my brothers
Cute.
and my sister, who we always throw this and sister in at the end, but Chillura is of course shortened down to Chill, and Bros is from brothers. So that's the origins of the name. But I guess to go back to your question, we set out with Chill Bros not to just start a business to make money. We set out to provide the best ice cream for our community. And, we joke around about it. There's a lot of easier ways to make money, but this is extremely rewarding. And we love being able to make ice cream and provide really that service that we never had, of that family neighborhood scoop shop right down the street from your house you go to after school or after dinner. And it's really just a natural and high quality product that's just next level.
And it's so, and you can't put a price on the memories, right?
Right.
And so we are Visit Tampa Bay, and we love seeing our local community build. But also, when you think about family vacations and trips and you're traveling, it is those memories of going to an ice cream shop, right?
Yeah,
it's giving me goosebumps right now, actually. So you've lived here forever. I mean, born and raised, and then of course going away to school, coming back. How do you see Tampa right now? I mean, are you seeing a global impact in your ice cream shops?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, since I went off to school, that was in 2013. So it's been a while. I mean, this place has changed tremendously. We're getting a lot of people from out of town. The locals, or the born and raised folks, I just ran into some people the other day. They're no longer the majority; they're the minority now. But I think it's become ever more important as more and more businesses are finding Tampa as a very attractive place to operate. For us to stay true to our roots and make sure when someone does come to Tampa, they can see something that is special and unique and ties into that culture. We don't ever want to lose that. Our approach is we want to be making the absolute best with a Tampa influence. So
have you seen, you've seen it grow, as you said. How do you think people across the globe know about Chill Bros? Do you feel like it's like, people talk about it? And I think, Visit Tampa Bay does a great job of sharing our city internationally. Yes. So I don't know, it's pretty cool to see, right?
Yeah, it's really interesting. And, like I said, we put ourselves up against the best in the world. And we do find that when people come to Tampa and they come into our shops, they it's noticeable, and not to say it's necessarily leaps and bounds better than other players throughout the world, but it's on par.
Yes.
And it's also something unique and different because it has that Tampa influence. And I think that's so important.
Do you feel unique shops like yours and ice cream like yours that does lead though to a memorable experience and for tourists to also come back?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Coming to Florida, it's hot. And you get good ice cream. It's hard to forget.
Yes. So going back to your ice cream, what is the shelf life of your ice cream, and do you make it daily, or how does that work?
I'd say we're making every flavor within a week.
Wow.
So when you come to any one of our shops, the ice cream has probably been made within the last 3 weeks. Depending on which shop you go to, it may be that week, it may be 2 weeks, but generally within a 3-week period, we're going through it. The product will last longer than that, but we do everything we can to preserve the quality, and of course, the shorter time span before it gets into your mouth, the better. So yeah, we kind of go off that rule of thumb, but I'd say it lasts about 2 months, but you're generally getting it within a 3-week period.
And so can people get the ice cream, like do you also deliver the ice cream as well, or do you do catering, or is it just primarily now going into the shops?
Yes. So right now we are extremely shop focused. We want to control that environment. However, we have just started to do some fun partnerships with Tampa restaurants. Generally speaking, born and raised Tampa groups.
That is so exciting.
Yeah, we don't discriminate, but that happens to be who we've started with, and there's some opportunities to get our ice cream at those places. We've done some custom flavors. One of the main ones being a streetlight taco, which is a fantastic taco place.
On the show. Yeah, they've been on Unlocking Tampa Bay. Yes.
And then in addition to that, we are kicking off a catering program right now. And in the next couple months, we'll be doing national shipping. So you'll be able to order it to your house.
Oh my gosh.
When you're outside of the Tampa Bay area.
Okay, so that is, so again, so cool. I was going to ask you, is this a dream? Is this like a dream come true for you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Never would have imagined it would be where it is today, and even still to see how much more room there is to grow. And it started off with us wanting to make awesome ice cream down in South Tampa, and people took to it, and
look at you now.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to look back on the journey, but
and I think you said, even though it's very difficult, but the pistachio is probably amongst your favorite, right?
It is, yes.
If for people watching or listening, do you have a must try ice cream? Or is that too difficult?
I wouldn't say that's too difficult. I would say people really need to try. I would say try the pistachio, and then we have another flavor called the multi-millionaire.
Oh, the multi-millionaire!
Everybody everybody loves. It's a universal crowd pleaser.
Wow! Yeah. Can you share some of the ingredients, or is
yeah? So it is a vanilla malt ice cream base, and then Chef Amy, who is our miracle worker back there, she's classically trained pastry chef. She can make just about anything happen, but she makes these homemade shortbread, chocolate covered shortbread squares.
Wow.
And then a salted caramel ribbon that goes in. And it's just the combination of all three of those things is off the charts.
The multi-millionaire.
The malty.
Malty. Well, considering I read somewhere the average person eats like at least 23 pounds of ice cream within months or within a year, they say ice cream's not going anywhere.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Comfort food.
Yeah, absolutely. Max Chillura, what a Tampa Bay treasure you are, as is your family. And thank you for just building a treasure in our beautiful city.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. From a family legacy to a new sweet addition in Tampa, it gives me great honor to present to you the brothers behind the Hampton Chocolate Factory. We have Austin and Grant Gappelberg here. Thank you guys so much for coming on Unlocking Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we're happy to be here.
What a treasure to have you here. And let me start with you, Austin. This was a brainchild of yours to bring your family legacy to Tampa through a college project, correct? At the University of Tampa?
I'll tell you the quick story. So, the Hampton Chocolate Factory started as a family business in the Hamptons, New York, and Grant and I grew up in it, since the ages of, I was 13 and Grant was 11, and we really learned business. But in 2020, COVID happened, and we decided to come down to Florida. We brought the business with us. I attended the University of Tampa along with Grant, and we saw it as the perfect opportunity to bring the Hampton Chocolate Factory to Tampa. And the school project was specifically focused on the corporate gifting side of the business, where, we help businesses send out gifts to clients or employees, helping them build relationships. But the corporate gifting is just one side of the business. The store is a complete new side too.
It's fantastic. And the main store is in Sparkman Wharf.
Yeah, so the store is located in Sparkman Wharf, and honestly, the location's a gem. The Hampton Chocolate Factory in New York was primarily chocolate, but moving to Florida, we realized that it's a little bit hotter here. And
maybe just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah. Chocolate melts. So
during the summer and all year round, people love ice cream here in Florida. We introduced ice cream at the Hampton Chocolate Factory in the first year and experienced enormous demand for it right off the bat. Honestly, it's the factor that's really made the store successful today because our social media marketing is filled with that ice cream and the decadent dessert destination experience.
I love that. So I want people to absorb that decadent dessert destination. And also something else very special, conquering the cone. Speaking of ice cream, you guys have such a unique challenge. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Grant, I mean, aren't you wearing the shirt under there?
I am. I always wear my I Conquered the Giant Cone shirt as an undershirt. But we have an 8-minute challenge. So we have this world famous giant ice cream cone. It's about this big. And it's 5 pounds of ice cream, 24 inches tall. And people get to take it on, finish it in 8 minutes. You get a free t-shirt, and you get it for free, of course. But honestly, most people don't take on the challenge. They enjoy it. It's kind of like a family size ice cream cone. People book reservations for it. We actually started doing reservations for our giant ice cream cone, and we've upwards of 10 reservations every single week.
Wow, that's fantastic. And you guys were talking about, of course, this episode, the theme is staying cool in Tampa Bay. And I know you have the ice cream element, but so much of the chocolate element too, right? I mean, 35 flavors of ice cream and also a no melt policy. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we ship nationwide with our chocolate. We have a no melt guarantee where we put ice packs. People always wonder, how do you ship chocolate, to California during the summer? Well, we shipped expedited and we put ice packs to ensure that it arrives on time and in pristine condition. But, the chocolate and ice cream dynamic of the business really gives us an edge in building a brand that lives and lasts over 100 years, which is our vision. Our vision at the Hampton Chocolate Factory is to build a 100-year generational legacy brand where the Hampton Chocolate Factory becomes a household name, the most famous dessert, and the gift of choice.
You know what? I love that you guys were talking about this because prior to the show, of course, we talked to Max Chillura, who 4th generation, Tampanian with Chill Bros. You guys didn't even visit Tampa as children really, right? But have really adopted and embraced this town and want to make your mark here and have.
Definitely. We visited it at the start of COVID for school. Austin was going to transfer from University of Delaware to the University of Tampa, and he did. And then I decided to copy him as a younger brother does. And then we decided to take the business here because we saw the opportunity in the Tampa market. Tampa was kind of that hidden gem that we really never knew existed in Florida. And we still hear that today when we tell some of our New York family members and customers even that we relocated the business down to Tampa, Florida. They're like, Tampa? And I asked them, when was the last time you've been to Tampa? And that answer usually tells it all.
Wow. So you guys were talking too about how you ship, right, nationally and how, or globally? Do you guys ship globally?
We ship globally, yeah.
Wow. So from that perspective, Tampa is booming. Have you seen that you get more and more people in from out of town and you get more orders to ship out?
Well, I'll speak on that in 2 different notes. So one is the store, right? Like our social media is a huge part of our business, and we drive nearly 50% of our store customers from social media. So people travel from all across the world to come to the Hampton Chocolate Factory store. And with regards to shipping the chocolate, that's completely kind of a different ballgame where I travel across the country to go to conferences, networking, building relationships. So a lot of our corporate clients that are sending gifts to clients or their employees during the holidays or whenever they're sending their gifts out, we ship them. I mean, we ship to Israel, we've shipped to Japan, we've shipped to Singapore. It really is remarkable. And we have clients, obviously Tampa and Florida being our home, being our foundation, but we have clients in California, Texas. I was just in Wisconsin at a conference. We're building our network and we're really working towards building that nationwide brand.
So, Grant, then you can take this question. What does this say about Tampa globally? I know the vision is also, as you said, you want it to be generational, right?
Yeah.
So what does this say about Tampa?
About Tampa?
Yeah.
Well, I think everyone's kind of amazed by how far Tampa's come. We definitely are. Where we stumbled upon Tampa, the University of Tampa was the attraction behind that. And we've learned that there's just so much in this city. It's the perfect place for us to really build the foundation of a nationwide brand, which is what we've arguably committed our lives to. And we're really happy that, we're in the Tampa community. The amount of support we've received is tremendous. And it's a place where any good business could probably flourish.
I mean, it's so sweet, no pun intended, to hear that. And it's interesting because, as we talked about, the two of you from the East Coast, but you've adopted a lot of Florida flavors here. Like, for instance, the strawberry shortcake, right? Isn't that one,
Yeah,
growing
that's
popular
actually that's a good point. We did a key lime pie flavor last year. That was a big hit. There's a lot of different things that we had to introduce being here in Florida. As we mentioned before, with the chocolate being such a focal point of the business, and really the only focal point of the business in New York, and then expanding on that here with the ice cream. That was adapting to Florida and adapting to this Florida heat. Because it's just very different from New York.
Yes, yes. So how is your chocolate made?
How is the chocolate made? Well, we use organic and fair trade couverture. So the chocolate we use is actually Guittard chocolate. So Guittard is a French chocolate, and we really take pride in the quality of the ingredients. We really make sure that it is to the standard of the Hampton Chocolate Factory brand. And the chocolate is just as important as the experience in the store. We look at the ingredients of the product and we say, how can we make this better? But we also look at the customer experience and say, how can we make this better? Because for us, it's really about, our mission at the Hampton Chocolate Factory is to delight every customer through a one-of-a-kind memorable experience, which obviously starts with the product they're eating, but really dives deeper in their experience that they get in the store.
So can you also go to the factory where the chocolate is being made? Do you guys offer tours of that
We
or
don't
anything?
do any tours of the chocolate being made. For us, we really take pride in focusing on the customer experience. We believe that delighting every customer through this one-of-a-kind memorable experience is what it's going to lead us to be that generational 100-year brand.
Well, I love when we were talking about conquering the cone, right? And you even said, I think I heard there's some special like air whips, something, right?
Yeah, so that was honestly an accident where we wanted to produce more ice cream out of our little ice cream machine, and we removed a part that our manufacturer said we could remove. But it actually took out the profit in the ice cream, and it took out a lot of the air.
Wow.
The result was this super thick, ultra premium soft serve that can stand 2 feet tall. And that's how our infamous giant cone was born, and our one-of-a-kind, unique soft serve.
Speaking of unique, one of a kind, isn't that something, though, you just never know what could happen? You guys have also grown so much in the past couple of years. You encourage people now. You also have events, right? Like you can make your own chocolate bar, or can you share some of those kind of things that you're doing?
Yeah, we do a lot of corporate events, locally here in Tampa. We do chocolate and wine pairings, we do chocolate bar making experiences, and we even do catering where we'll bring it to somebody's house or even the Stovall house or wherever it is, whether it's a s'mores bar or a waffle bar. And, corporations, they want to do a team bonding event. So what's unique and what's exciting? I don't think there's anything better than chocolate and wine, or even making your own chocolate bar where you can take it home. But to be honest with you, probably won't make it home.
I know you'll probably eat it before it gets there.
Yeah.
But have you guys found that you're seeing more locals then coming into your stores than
we
the
actually
tourists?
are seeing a lot more tourists come into our store. Our presence on social media attracts a following from across the country, across the globe, and around 75% of our customers are considered tourists, even if they're day trippers.
Wow.
And it's pretty amazing. Sparkman Wharf is a great location for that, but Tampa just has so many tourists coming through. I was actually looking at some statistics for last year, and Tampa is, I think, like number 3 in the state of Florida for tourism, which is amazing.
Well, we're breaking records like left and right as far as it goes to booking hotels and everything. So seeing that, what additional dreams would you have? Would you want to open more stores or share that with us?
So we've kind of figured out what the business model is here in Tampa. We are looking for environments that have the tourism that Tampa has. So there are other cities we want to expand into. Our vision for the Hampton Chocolate Factory is to grow it to be a nationwide brand with decadent dessert destinations or stores in every major city. The goal is 20 stores over the next 10-ish years, starting in Florida. And so we're going to be opening up a couple stores across Florida and then really expand out of the state. And simultaneous to that, we're going to be growing the other side of the business.
Yeah, each city we're in is kind of a footprint to build a local audience for the corporate gifting. So, destination stores and destination cities, that's the model. So you can see the Hampton Chocolate Factory being in Orlando, in Miami, in Jacksonville, dominating Florida. And then eventually we'll probably make our way back up to New York City to the Big Apple.
Well, it's, again, a family affair, right? Like the two brothers working together. And honestly, both of you, so proud of you both. I mean, so young, only 23 and 21. Earlier in the show, you talked about how this is such a great area for thriving businesses. So what would you say to, the viewers, the tourists out there on bringing your business or bringing your vacation to Tampa?
I would say, one of the biggest tips we get from one of our mentors is just try it on, right? When you're trying out new businesses, it's kind of like trying on a piece of clothing. You don't know if it fits until you try it on. So whenever you have this idea or whatever you're looking to kind of get involved in, you want to come to the Hampton Chocolate Factory to experience the giant cone, but you're not sure if you can make it. Just come and try it on. It's one of those experiences that you can't get anywhere else. And Tampa is a foundational place that really invests in its businesses. And that's why we continue to find ways to invest in the local Tampa community too.
And how do you guys do that? By investing in the local Tampa community?
We go to galas, nonprofit events. We donate experiences. So being a startup, budgets aren't always the biggest. So we always find ways to innovate. And we donate chocolate and wine pairings. We donate, chocolate sampling experiences. We donate actual things that we can feel there's value behind. And we actually did make a cash donation to the University of Tampa last year because we saw the University of Tampa gave to us. So we wanted to invest back to it.
I just giving back, right? Giving back. Yeah. That's what makes the community go around.
Definitely.
Well, we were talking about, 35 flavors, we have the cone. Do you guys have a favorite or is there a must try?
For me, on the ice cream side, my favorites are hazelnut toffee flavor. We make our Nutella.
Yummy.
It's a Nutella that we make from scratch, actually. And it's honestly just amazing. Awesome.
I would say the s'mores is my favorite. I mean, I remember this time and we do ice cream pints too. Grant brought up a pint to the apartment and I'm not joking. I ate the whole thing. I felt really great after, but each crunch of the marshmallow, the marshmallow cream we put in there, it was spectacular. S'mores is going to be my favorite.
And what about for bite-sized chocolate pieces?
My favorites are coconut toffee macadamia.
Oh.
It's literally going to transport you to Hawaii with everybody. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I like a snack, and our milk chocolate popcorn is something that you snack on and you just keep eating, which is good and bad, but the milk chocolate popcorn is my favorite.
So this is wonderful. So you have chocolate, you have ice cream, you have popcorn.
Yeah.
What else do you have?
We have Liège Belgian waffles. So we actually import waffles from Liège, Belgium.
Wow.
We went on a trip there
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, and we tried over 50 different waffles, and the waffles that we have are truly amazing. We also have our frozen s'more, and that's a chewy marshmallow. Even though it's frozen, we blowtorch it on the spot, and you can just see kids' face. They light up when they see that blowtorch hit the marshmallow. It's awesome.
It has to be. I'd love to see that. And were you going to say something else about that?
He touched on everything. Yeah, I mean, we do shakes too. That's one thing not to forget, our thick shakes, where it's kind of this ice cream, but, something you could drink with a straw and a spoon because everything we do is just decadent.
Decadent. The decadent dessert destination,
You
right?
got it, yeah.
So for people who want to find you, I know you have a very strong social media presence, as we've been talking about. But for people who want, to order or to go, give us the best way to do it.
Sure. HamptonChocolateFactory.com is simply our website. So anybody can go to HamptonChocolateFactory.com and place an order. Like you mentioned, we've the no melt guarantee, which means that your chocolate's not going to melt. And you'll find a wide variety of gifts and snacking chocolate on there. And then if you're looking for ice cream or to buy a gift locally, of course, we have the store in Sparkman Wharf, which is in downtown Channelside, Tampa, Florida.
And the dream, of course, is to expand.
Dreams to expand. And if you're probably already following us on social media, but if you're not, it's just Hampton Chocolate Factory across all platforms. That's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it. That's where we are.
And, before we close out, do you have any other words of wisdom for brothers, working together? I love this whole episode because it's been so much about staying cool in Tampa, but also about family.
Yeah, definitely. We grew up together. We actually shared a room. And working together, it was never something that we went into and thought would be an issue. Working with family is just amazing because there's kind of this being in sync that you generally wouldn't get with a business partner or a friend. It's really been pretty prosperous for us. So.
And our ability to divide and conquer, with two different verticals of the business where you have this retail store and this corporate gifting side, it gives Grant and I the ability to figure out and focus on our own strengths. And that is really what makes us excel. So, for brothers out there that are looking to work together, figure out what you're great at and focus on that. Don't try to be great at everything.
Well, it's so wonderful to hear because with Max Chillura, all their siblings, there's 4 of them, also work together.
It's awesome.
Thank you so much for being here with us today on Unlocking Tampa Bay. So appreciate it. And I'd like to thank the viewers also so much for watching. We couldn't do so much of this without our amazing partners. If you are interested in becoming a partner or learning more about the treasures of our unbelievable city, please visit unlockingtampabay.com. On behalf of President and CEO Santiago C. Carrata, I'm Serena Fazan, and you are watching Unlocking Tampa Bay.